Step 4 is the removal of the aging structures. We will be doing 3 different fish today to give you an idea of 3 different aging structures. The first one we will demonstrate is common white suckers. They require a left pectoral fin ray. The left pectoral fin ray uses the first 2 leading rays of the fish. The fin is severed and then clip as close to the flesh or the scales of the fish as possible. This is needed in order, as the fin grows rings similar to a tree, and if it is cut too high up, you will get an inaccurate estimate. Therefore, it is very important to cut as close to the fish as possible. I will demonstrate in the next part of this video. Step 4, the removal of the fin ray. As you can see, facing me, the fish has 2 sides. As the fish is facing forward, this is considered the left side of the fish. This is the side we want to process. As the nose is facing you and the nose is facing left, this is the left side. What I like to do is grab the fin ray. As you can notice, there are several rays attached to this pectoral fin ray. There is one which is usually the largest and the thickest of the fin rays. Go one more back to the second ray. It is acceptable to take the first 3 rays, which can be separated later at the lab. Please ensure you have at least 2 rays. Insert the tip of the knife. As you can see, the blade of my knife is facing upwards. Move the knife up, separating the fin ray. You then want to turn the knife down, blade facing down, make an incision all the way down to the fish. I continue to apply pressure when I'm pulling down to ensure that I have a clean sever of the fin ray all the way down to the fish. Then, take your side cutters, which I have supplied you in a kit. As you will notice, there is 2 sides to a side cutter. One flat side, the other where it is indented and concave. You want to ensure that the flat side is pointed down flat against the flesh of the fish. That ensures that you are cutting as close to the fish as possible. And then just simply squeeze, remove the aging structure. This side is where it grows rings similar to a tree. We will section that later in the lab to observe the fin rays and count the years of these fish. Step 5. We want to collect a muscle sample from each of these fish. The muscle sample is used for mercury analysis of the fish. First, care must be taken to ensure that you have the correct part of the fish and the correct part of the muscle to ensure an accurate sample. You also want to ensure that you have enough muscle that we can ensure that we have a significant sample so we can send away and keep some for stable isotopes for ourselves. I will show you in the next demonstration on how to remove the muscle sample from this fish. Removal of the muscle sample. This is a smaller fish, so I want to ensure that I have a large enough sample for accurate data. First step you want to do is identify the lateral line on the fish. The lateral line is what the fish uses to sense sound and vibrations. The lateral line on this common white sucker is this small line running along the top. It is an incomplete lateral line, so it will break and then carry on again and resume. The muscle that we are interested in is above the lateral line and below the dorsal fin. The easiest way on a fish this size is simply take off the side of the fish and take the muscle out after the side is off the fish. I will insert my knife as I would fillet the fish. Cut down to the spine, turn the knife sideways, and cut right through, eliminating that flesh from the fish. I can then remove the fish and I am left with a sample. As you can see, I know where the dorsal line is on this, the lateral line is on this fish. This section is the muscle we are interested in. It's as simply as running your knife along the side of the fish, turning it down as you were to take the skin off the fish and remove the flesh from that fish. Sometimes easier than others. And this is what we want for a mussel sample from that fish. The next sample I'd like to demonstrate is a northern pike. There are a couple things to note with the northern pike that are different than the common white sucker. For example, the removal of aging structures. As demonstrated in the manual I have sent you, we would like to collect the clithrum, or the shoulder bone, from the fish. It is essentially very similar to our collarbone. The fish's clithrum is located right behind the gill plate and is a bony structure. On larger specimens, it can be more difficult to remove. I will demonstrate in this video how exactly to remove these aging structures. Continuing on, like all samples you want to continue, each individual fish needs a fork length, a total length, and a weight. So we'll take the total fork length for this fish first, right in the middle of the caudal fin. It would be 750. Once again, the measurements are always in millimeters. Next measurement is 788. Next, we want to weigh the fish. This particular fish is a large sample. I did not send you in the package a scale that would weigh this fish accurately. It would exceed the maximum capacity of the 2,500 gram or red scale that I sent you. However, as long as the measurements are taken accurately on these large specimens, we can extract out the necessary weight based on previous data we have collected throughout the province of Ontario. I will show you a proper way of hooking and connecting to this fish to get an accurate weight. I want to insert the scale under the gill plate, following the gill plate right up to the mouth to ensure a nice hook. I then want to lift the fish up and hold it away from the scale, away from the tray or the table, and make sure that there's nothing holding the fish. This scale is then showing me a measurement of 3,100 grams or 3.1 kilograms.